Going over to question 11, this question type is a really important one that you want to get to know at the higher levels. We call it splitting an equation. It takes a lot of practice to be able to identify this concept when it comes up. One of the earmarks is you'll see linear expressions on both sides. The other one is that the question is mentioning the number of solutions. In that situation, what you're supposed to do is set each side equal to a separate y. So here we're going to say y equals this red thing and y equals this blue thing. The logic is that if we were finding the intersection of two functions that are already separate, we would get them in the y equals format and set them equal. So the opposite is true. If you see an equation, you can imagine, well, maybe this was two equations that these two equations were already put together into one thing. And what we're kind of doing here is actually dissecting it back into two separate things. So we'll just write it like this, and we'll write this like that. And that's the idea of splitting the equation. Now, when we do that, it becomes another question type, which is another common, maybe easier question type, the idea of the number of solutions for two lines. The number of solutions on the SAT is an important idea. The number of solutions for a quadratic is a reference to the idea of the discriminant, but the number of solutions for two lines is a reference to this. Two lines can have one solution if they have different slopes. They're going to hit at some point if they have different slopes. They have no solutions if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different. They're parallel, and they'll have infinite solutions. They occupy the same space if they have the same everything, the same slope and y-intercept. So now it's starting to make a little more sense that we are randomly told here that there's no solution. If we treat these as two lines, it means that the slopes have to be set equal. So let's simplify the one on the left a little bit. Y equals 2kx minus 2n. And now we have this in y equals mx plus b format. And we also had this one in y equals mx plus b format. So the slope for this one is what's in front of the x, and that's 2k. And for this one, it's what's in front of the x, which is the negative 28 over 15. So we're going to take our two slopes, 2k and negative 28 over 15, and set them equal. 2k equals negative 28 over 15. By the way, dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1 over 2. So right now, we just did the same thing to both sides of this equation. K equals negative 28 over 30, which simplifies to negative 14 over 15, and that is our answer.